Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Hank?
Happy New Year.
Still hating Metallica?
Not as much as you think.
We have this thing where we ask everybody like they're overrated. What band or artist is successful that you just don't get it? Like,
My Chemical Romance.
whoa,
Damn.
did he just came out with it?
Yeah.
Guns a-blazing. Matt
Damn.
Deis.
There's like a whole chunk of that era that I just don't understand. I think I was too old for it. And the people playing the music were my age, and I'm like, why are you singing like you're a heartbroken teenage girl? Like, are you okay? So
That's funny.
yeah.
All right, we got Matt Deis here, formerly of CKY, formerly All That Remains, formerly probably some other people I'm forgetting or don't know.
No one relevant.
And I got Will Heron, Secret Hollow.
I'm here. I feel good.
You feel good?
I feel good.
I'm excited for the new year. We
gonna
got
be a
some
good year.
great guests. And man, thank you so much for doing this. I know we've been talking about it for a while.
Oh yeah. I see you more than my parents. Come down here,
True.
buy a couple sets of strings a week.
Very true. Well, man, so how long, you're new to Nashville. How long have you been here?
So December 20th marked my 1 year.
Okay.
It was kind of a whirlwind. Like a month before that, came down here for a couple days, checked out a few properties, and said,
Boom.
"Screw it."
Did you know anybody here?
No.
Wow.
Wait. Yes, my ex-girlfriend's sister, who used to be CKY's merch girl, lives over near Antioch. But
Wow.
you know that once you move here and you figure out how far Bellevue is to Antioch,
Yeah.
she might as well live in Michigan.
Right. You probably have never seen her.
I've seen her like twice. Yeah.
Awesome. So what brought you down here? Just
So
change of scenery?
yeah,
or-
well, no income tax is nice.
That's pretty
no
cool.
state income
Yeah.
tax. That was a big
anchors.
draw coming from Taxachusetts. So, yeah, I wanted a place with 4 seasons, but no snow. It's Music City, but I never was involved in like the coming down here to go to studios or coming down to do rehearsals. I just knew this is where we picked up the bus, and it's where Broadway is. And
Sure.
other than that, I knew nothing. So I came into it with no expectations.
Wow.
It was pretty fun.
It's been fun.
Yeah, getting to learn
Well,
just how little of a big city it is, and
It
how
is. The
how
music
these,
community is
the circles just you've got a ton of great musicians.
Sure.
You've got some amazing musicians.
Sure.
Then you've got the guys doing the work.
Yes, yes.
So like zooming in, like figuring out who the guys are,
Right.
like who are the right people to know. It's a cool city, man.
It is cool, and I often tell people that aren't from here, like when you come here, you'll realize that the music community, although it's big in some respects, it's everybody kind of knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
were just talking about that before we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
How we all have contacts.
Oh yeah, this is a contact city.
It's a contact city for sure.
Oh yeah,
Don't you think, Will?
Definitely.
it's who you know.
I mean, just here at the store, I mean, we meet, God, I mean, so many different people. Everything good, Hank? Yeah. All right. So many people, I mean, like you, of course. But, so you came down here, and were you looking to get away from playing CKY music or kind of hardcore music?
No, so back in 2010 to 2015 when CKY was dormant.
You had a break there.
Yeah, and I was playing in a metal band back home that, the guitar player was the younger brother of the guy from Killswitch, and it was me and like a drummer we found. Doesn't matter. The band did nothing, but the drummer ended up quitting to move down to Nashville, and we're like, why are you moving to Nashville? I knew nothing about the city. So he moved down here and he started playing with Tristan McIntosh. He did like an actual audition, went through all the rigmarole for it.
Yeah.
Then when I told him, hey, I'm moving down to Nashville, he's like, that's great, because Tristan's bass player just quit, and I need you on some gigs. And I'm like,
wow.
Sure, I can learn how to play.
And Tristan
soul.
being Tristan McIntosh.
Tristan McIntosh,
American
yeah.
Idol finalist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, super musical.
Sure.
You know, she's a
And
little
from this area too,
Yeah,
which I
she's-
just learned.
She's from Coopertown, I think.
Yeah.
Or White House. Well, you know,
White House area.
Exit 24 off one of them highways. So, yeah, I come down here and I've got gigs already, and I'm like, well, this is pretty cool. And I finally got to hear her and just how amazing she was. I'm like, I have to step up my game. You know, I'm used to just chugging on the E string and yelling and.
You have to refine your bass playing a lot.
Yeah,
Right?
and I went to college for music. I studied music, but this was 2002, 2003 that I
Sure.
graduated. Here we are, 2019. Still trying to remember like basic theory again.
Sure.
So yeah,
Interesting.
frying pan to the fire in terms of musical stuff. But I had no intention of quitting CKY at that point.
Sure.
You know, I was still in the band, still had tours booked and everything. But
You were, when I first met you, you were still in the band, I
yeah,
think.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a European tour booked,
Right.
but I had made the decision to walk away. I was trying to get sober,
Yeah,
and
well, you had told me that.
yeah, and I was for like 6 months.
Uh-huh.
Went through a breakup and relapse, but you know whatever. But yeah,
happens.
just slowly learning moderation with drinking again
Yeah,
and stuff like
absolutely.
that.
I got it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what prompted me to.
So it's just
to
like
leave.
life situations and
Yeah,
I got
you
it.
know, and they said, you know what, maybe the road isn't the best place for you if you're trying to make this change for
Probably
your life.
would.
And
That they were probably right.
they were probably right.
Absolutely.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
well, thanks, man.
We've gotten to know each other quite a bit over
Yeah.
the past year. So
yeah, absolutely.
it's I was always fascinated with your story, and I would tell these guys, you know, this guy used to play in like this heavy band,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're playing with Tristan. Have you been playing? You did a metal thing the other night, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'll come back to my question, but if you want to talk about that, go ahead.
Yeah. So at the Basement East, a friend of mine, she sees the success of the, Rare Hair, those, it's kind of like,
You know that band. It's like a heavy metal night.
yeah, heavy metal night.
Yeah.
Where they just get like, 50 Nashville cats together and they all trade off on different songs.
Sure.
So my friend was like, I want to do a Rare Hair night, but I want to do it for new metal. And we'll call it the New Year's party, NU with the dots party.
What was the venue?
Basement East?
Okay.
Yes.
Great venue.
So that friend of mine is also friends with Tristan, and she knows Tristan's not part of the rock world at all, but she wanted to get her in on it. She's like, we'll have you do an Evanescence track. And, a lot of great musicians, a lot of great singers there. She came in and made everyone look like an amateur.
That's awesome.
Like she had
I
jaws
wonder if
dropped.
you think there's footage out there?
There has to be. yeah.
Somebody probably got
I'll-
something.
I'll find some.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did you play on that tune?
I didn't play on that one. I played on a bunch of stuff like Limp Bizkit song or something, or
So that's new metal, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that considered new?
Power Man 5000.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah. It's
White
just
Zombie. They've been around a little
Slipknot.
while.
like a couple Slipknot songs on
That's
there.
cool. What
Yeah.
Slipknot songs did y'all play?
What'd they do? Surfacing, People Equal Beep,
Word.
some other ones.
That's cool.
Heretic Anthem.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know all that stuff.
I know all that stuff.
Yeah. Everyone's got a little metalhead in them.
Everybody's got metal. In it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We get some cool metal people come in here sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Tom Kiefer from
Oh,
Cinderella.
yeah, man.
You see him all the time?
Yeah, at the Starbucks I go to, he's in there all the time ordering the same thing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's so cool because that guy, how many millions of albums do you think Cinderella sold?
A lot.
Jeez
Absolutely.
Louise.
We've tried to break out more metal kind of stuff in here. We brought in Jackson and Charvel.
Oh, yeah.
They're cool guitars.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I mean, they usually you associate those with metal.
Well, they're Fender now, right?
Fender owns them, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Charvel's been refined. They're actually putting out some amazing stuff, I think. Don't you think, Will?
I love the Charvels.
Charvel stuff is amazing.
Yeah. There's what are they, San Dimas, like the Super Strats they have there?
Yeah.
Man, those are fine guitars.
Fun to play.
The baked maple necks on them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of cool things. Like they're true to Charvel's kind of history, but like you said, they're being appointed with things that are on nicer guitars.
Yeah. We are fans of Charvel and Jackson.
I think so.
Was this a segment?
This was a plug. But anyways, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here in town. And
Thanks, man.
What's it like being on stage with CKY and All That Remains, and then being on stage with like a quiet pop? I can't. That is like.
Well, I sweat
Wow.
significantly less. And
Yes.
At the end of the night, I don't feel like hell, but it's way different.
I mean, it's
I'm
just
doing upright now. I'm
Really?
well,
That's
I'm
cool.
trying. I'm trying.
Have you
I
ever-
could do everything in first position.
Yeah, like root note G's.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, if she wants to, go up to G sharp. I don't know where that is. I just kind of guess. Like, could we play this in a different key?
Wow.
But yeah, it's a lot more delicate, and
Very delicate.
I came here to World Music and took some lessons with Brian Seagraves.
Yeah. Great teacher.
He got me to start hearing harmonies and dissect music a little more, and figure out why some notes were not working, like when I went to go do a harmony line, and
Yeah.
kind of made me relearn all the theory behind that.
Sure. Do people teach lessons for like metal, like for like CKY music, or do people or teach like hardcore
I feel like kids can just go on YouTube
and just
now
figure it out?
Like, yeah, there's so many playthrough videos now for stuff like that.
It's weird. I get like people come in and look for music all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You ever know? You ever?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of music, like books and stuff, but inevitably we get people that come in and they want this very specific thing, and you have to just YouTube. You
Yeah.
have to just say, hey, you can probably find a video for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll be something like there's no book for, really.
There's this whole new class of guitar heavy bands that are coming out, like Polyphia and Intervals and Pliny and,
Polyphia I've heard of, yeah.
all these bands that are just they make Steve Vai happy again. Like, wow, look what people are doing with guitar. And not only is the music amazing, the production's amazing. They'll then go on YouTube and do playthroughs of all their videos, make their tabs available.
That's really cool.
There's this whole new breed of guitar nerd out there that it just makes me happy to be a player again.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
I think that's super cool. And
You know?
I was having this conversation with Dax the other day about, I think guitars really, by the numbers, is probably bigger than ever. Like if you were to look at the pop charts, you wouldn't know that. But I think when I look at some of the trade magazines, it shows like the stats. Like there's more guitars being bought than ever, more basses. It's crazy.
Well, you get these kind of, I'm 36 now, so I'll even call myself an old head, saying like, oh, everything's just now laptops and people pushing the space bar. Nobody's playing real music. It's because you're not listening to what's coming out now,
Right.
I was so stuck in my ways, and yeah. So like, you get out there and you hear what these kids are doing, and you're like,
Wow.
I'm not that good. Like,
Yeah, there's
I need
so
to
much
practice.
information for kids to like. A guy could be like Steve Vai at 15 now.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has access to all these tools and, just a little bit of effort and practice, and then you got the next like guitar dude like just shredding.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is my back to you? Is that weird?
You watch one video of a good guitar player on YouTube, and in the column there'll be 10 suggested videos for you. So, there was a 15-year-old kid at the New Metal Night, Max Fry. I don't know if you ever heard of Max Fry.
I don't know.
This incredible guitar player, 15 years old.
Wow.
He gets a conversation going with me, talking to me about old Cacophony records and Joe Stump and Yngwie's early albums. And I'm like, you're 15 years old.
Wow.
When I was 15,
What were you listening to?
somebody gave me a Rising Force album by Yngwie.
Yngwie, yeah.
But it was like, that's that. I don't know suggested artists. I don't know where to branch off from here.
Sure.
But this kid's like, oh, go on YouTube. I'll just have days worth of guitar music to listen to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What did you start listening like when you were
Oh man, I was a nerd.
12, 13, and 14? What were you listening to?
I was a big nerd. Moving Pictures by Rush.
Nice.
Even Getty's solo album back then.
Wow, I never knew he had a solo album.
My My Favorite Headache, I think it's called. He put out one solo album. It's really good. Yeah, a lot of Rush, a lot of Yngwie. I was really into the shred stuff because I'm a frustrated guitar player.
Yeah.
You know, with big Johnny Bench hands, so
Sure.
I play bass instead. But yeah, a lot of that stuff, Cacophony, Racer X, things of that nature.
Any Primus?
I was a big Primus nerd.
Nice.
Right up until I noticed girls. And then I was like, I remember I was loving Primus, and I would wear my Pork Soda shirt all the time until it had holes in it. And I remember there was this one girl who was like interested in me, but she was like, I don't know how you can listen to that, just garbage. And I was like, oh, I don't listen to this. And I like turned my back on Primus.
Wow.
Oh man.
Like a poser.
Poor Les.
I
Or
know.
Les Claypool.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you listening to Promise back then?
Not when I was 15. No. Well, unless you count like South Park.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot of people's first exposure
Or
to it.
honestly,
Yeah,
the
that's
the
probably
Tony
true.
Hawk, when that Tony Hawk game came out,
Yeah.
they had so many awesome songs on that first Tony Hawk game that got me into music.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a Tony Hawk tribute night going on
There
Saturday
is.
night here.
Yeah.
I might
There
go to
is.
that.
They're doing a CKY song. They didn't ask me. Those jerks.
What?
Yeah.
You should show up there.
Yeah, sure.
Where is this?
Like, it's not a marathon, is it? It's
I think it might be at the Basement East.
Basement East,
What
probably.
is it? Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater tribute night.
Mhm.
Tribute night. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. They didn't ask you to do CKY song.
No,
Wow.
it's all good.
They probably don't know that.
Well, you know what? They did a Warped Tour tribute night at Basement East, and we did a CKY song.
Gotcha.
So they're probably burnt out on me already. Who cares?
You should
That's
show
a
up
neat
anyways.
venue.
Yeah. Well, I
That's a
didn't
cool
even
place.
record on that song, so.
Do you think you'll like? I know you really like what you're doing right now, and do you think you'll ever go back to doing some like metal-y hardcore stuff?
Oh, I hope so. It's crazy how many, like even the guys I meet in like bluegrass circles or pop country circles, they're still secret metalheads. like
Absolutely.
this guy right here.
Yeah.
for sure.
Lots of people in the bluegrass scene love metal and
That's
heavy
how-
music.
Well,
It's shred music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is shred music.
Yeah, that flat picking, that's straight out of the shred world, man.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I remember. I think I worked on a bass of yours, and you're like, I got to start practicing my hardcore riffs.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I hope you do it though. I think you could probably start a really cool band in town.
Yeah, I would like
Have
to.
you thought about it?
I would really like to.
Just meet some guys and start playing.
I have guys in place that I think would be good for it.
Sure.
But right now's focus is Tristan.
Sure.
I was auditioning for that band Chevelle for a while. That's why I had you set up
My
set up
first
that
rock
bass.
concert.
No,
Chevelle.
really.
Chevelle
That's
and 3
cool.
Days Grace.
Yeah. Their bass player is quitting after this tour that they're on, and somebody put me in touch with him, and
Oh,
they were
wow.
like, "Yeah, do a bunch of playthroughs." And then I was like, "Oh, I don't have any basses that are set up to drop B." So
Wow.
here I come to
I got
see you.
So that's what that was for. One.
yeah.
Cool.
So we'll see what comes of it, but that'd be cool.
That'd be
You
awesome.
never get metal out of your blood.
No, never.
It's in there forever.
Never.
comes from hell.
Plus, it's hard to like learn to be a good musician and like do all the Tristan stuff, but I just want to like chug an E string and yell at people.
Feel.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
What's the coolest thing when you were up on stage with CKY or All That Remains, like looking out into those kind of crowds? What's
Oh,
any
you guys probably
memorable
played-
sites that you saw?
Played some huge festivals.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. The Download Festival in 2018.
Is that in England?
Yeah, in England, we had the largest crowd of the day on the Zippo stage, which is like there's like the A stage and the B stage,
Sure.
and then like the smaller stages, it was the B stage. We went on after Nothing More and before Andrew WK, and I think they said there was like 35,000 people when we were playing.
Nice.
And
Crap.
we had just got off a headlining run in the UK, and we always did great in the UK, like triple the size we were in the States.
Sure.
But it was almost like a culmination of like the 30 to 40-year-old original fans and then their
The young
kids and
kids,
their younger brothers and stuff all coming together to be like, oh, we all know this band, we all know the words. Like, it was mayhem. Crowd singing louder than we were.
That's amazing.
And I was like, whoa, this is a rock star moment. This is kind of cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah. But then like shortly thereafter, I think we were in Iowa City, Iowa, playing to like 42 people. So, so it's all about balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys have. They were always big in Europe.
Always.
Since when you were in them.
Yeah, UK and Scandinavia.
Scandinavia.
Big
yeah.
time. Like Swedes love CKY. Icelandic people love CKY.
You guys did some gigs in Iceland?
I unfortunately didn't get to do any of the Iceland gigs, but like Bam was really involved in the Icelandic community.
Sure.
He like got married there.
Who did?
Bam.
Bam Margera.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like there were always tons of fans there that would travel well.
Because of his brother is the drummer.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, for CKY.
Yeah. Yeah, Jess Margera.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it was fun. And, you know, like going over there and meeting those fans, they're all like 6'2" and blonde and pretty, and you're like, whoa. you guys think
Hello.
you like my band? This is incredible. So
How seamless was skateboarding in CKY?
it was so the problem was I wasn't involved in the skate community, but like
Obviously, Bam
Chad and
was.
Jess and Bam and all them were. So I got thrown into like this other community that I didn't know too much about, but it was so seamless. Like Element, the skateboard company, just did like crossover collaborations with us. Like when we needed merch.
with the band?
Yeah, when we
Oh,
needed
that's
merch
really
printed, like Element would print it.
That's
They would
badass.
just brand it, you know.
That's really cool.
So, you know, it was an incredible way to get in front of more people.
Absolutely.
Especially when the band first came out, because you know, the CKY videos where a lot of the people heard the music for the first time, you could only get those at skate shops. So like they bypassed the record industry altogether
Yeah.
by putting their music out in the sports community,
Uh-huh.
which was kind of unheard of at the time.
Yeah.
So pretty innovative that way. I always respected that.
That's neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in touch with any of those other bands? All That Remains guys?
Yeah. I kept in touch with them. I played a couple songs with them a couple of years back when they came through to my
okay.
hometown. We did a couple of the old songs together.
Sweet.
That was fun. Unfortunately, Ollie, the guitar player who passed away suddenly, he taught me to play guitar. He was the guy
Oh,
who
wow.
taught
So
me to play.
he's from your hometown?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Ollie
wow.
Herbert. So when he passed away, I definitely got in touch with the rest of
Sure.
the guys to offer my condolences and try to help out
Sure.
with investigating what actually happened to him and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's,
But the All That Remains
That's
guys, they're
heavy.
great, and they're from my hometown. Whereas
they're all from New Hampshire?
well, from Western Massachusetts.
Western
Phil
Mass.
lives in New Hampshire now. But, you know, with CKY, when I joined that band, they're all from Pennsylvania. They were their own circle of friends, so I
Sure.
was an outsider coming in. But with All That Remains, those were like people I knew
Sure.
from my hometown.
Deeper connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep.
Man, going back to that, what you were saying about how the CKY was putting out records in the skate shops, and CKY is a punk rock band. That's fair to say.
Yeah.
You call them punk rock?
I mean, they're a lot of things.
Yeah.
But, you know, like if you were to do the, you know, elevator pitch to someone, you'd call it like skate punk, skate rock. Yeah.
Skate rock.
Right
Yeah.
on. Well, like that sounds like the most punk rock way to like legitimately
Get your music in
market.
skate shops.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a
That's
great
badass.
move.
Their first deal they signed was with Volcom, the clothing company. Created their own imprint for a record label, and just started putting stuff out that way. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
The first time I heard CKY was the videos. Those crazy videos
Oh,
that
yeah.
they put out.
yep. What a way to cross promote for
Sure.
Bam and Jess. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it was like one, like just cool collaboration between a bunch of friends. It was a really innovative way to do it.
So bringing up Bam and doing stuff with like a bunch of friends, skateboarding went along great with CKY.
Mm-hmm.
So what about Jackass? When all that stuff was happening, was that around you much?
So I was at like the tail end of the show, like Viva La Bam and all that stuff. In one of the movies he put out called Ming Hags. But it was like coming to a head. You know, Jackass 3 was about to come out when I joined. It definitely helped. I mean, that cross promotion, having CKY and the soundtracks for that was huge.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. Those movies went on to gross unbelievable. Unbelievable what a phenomena that became.
Right.
So
Rumor has it they're going to do a Jackass 4.
that's the word. That's the word, man. If they can get everyone on board for that,
Wowza.
yeah.
I saw or listened to Johnny Knoxville was on Howard Stern and said that he was thinking of bringing in like a new crew of recruits to do it. You know, because they're all so
That'd be
Battered and
hilarious.
I
bruised.
can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, there's so many broken bones and concussions and all kinds of other stuff with those guys.
them just
I
hit-
love that stuff though. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
it's great.
Them hazing a bunch of kids that just want to be
That
them.
is a
That'd be
funny
hilarious.
concept.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I don't know if that's what they'll end up doing, but that would be pretty funny.
Hey, man, if I had the same amount of slip discs and broken bones as those guys,
Ouch. Yeah.
yeesh.
Well, I was going to talk to you about playing in town. Like, you've played at Acme, right?
Yep. The very first Broadway gig I had down here was at Acme.
Yeah, that's where you're playing.
Friday night.
Friday
5 o'clock
night.
to
That was a
7
good
o'clock.
segue for a plug, wasn't it?
That was a really good one.
Yeah, man. Wait, what time slot you got?
5 to 7.
5 to 7. I am not doing anything.
Should come down.
Please come.
I will come down.
Right on.
Here's some good old-fashioned bluegrass. Have you ever been into that kind of music at all? I mean, I know you probably respect the musicality of it.
So
everything.
a really close family friend of mine growing up put on a bluegrass festival in Western Massachusetts every year. And our families would always go out to it,
Sure.
and I appreciated it for sure. But, you know, when you're like just turning 12, 13, and everything starts becoming corny and like,
Yeah,
you're
bluegrass
either-
is like the furthest thing from
yeah, you're either all in on it or you're not.
Absolutely.
It took a while for me to finally come back around and be like, oh, this is fantastic. This isn't corny at all. This is, you know, because I was just a dumb kid.
Yeah. I was the same way.
I wanted to
was the
listen to
same.
Pantera.
Like, I grew up around that kind of music, but I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
more into like ZZ Top and,
yeah.
you know. Just,
But at a certain point in your life, you're like, oh, you got to go back to the roots and
Yeah.
figure out why this is so good.
it's a process for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
The opposite happened with you.
I didn't want to hear anything else but Motley Crue for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And then eventually started listening to the Grateful Dead a lot, and then bluegrass was the next thing I got really into.
Yeah.
I always find it fascinating to hear people's musical evolution with their taste. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
So you went from rock to like rock jam to
Bluegrass.
Yes.
bluegrass.
Yes.
You a Ween fan at all?
Man, Ween is one of those bands for me that, like, undeniable success. All my friends like Ween. I just can't get into it.
I love
Yeah,
Ween.
people are either team Ween or team anti-Ween.
I love Ween.
But yeah, I find them to be the kind of like gap
The
band.
bridge, yeah.
The bridge band. Or the dividing band.
What's your
you know?
favorite Ween album?
I like Quebec a lot. 12 Country Greats.
Oh,
is-
I love that. They just did that at
Yeah.
the Ryman last year.
Oh,
Did you know that?
No, that
Yeah, Brandon Lucas told me they just did the album, and they got all those Nashville player guys that,
oh man.
that did it.
That is such a funny album.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
I like Pure Guava. That's
Pure Guava's great.
fantastic.
La Cucaracha had some hits on it too.
Uh-huh.
Like Your Party and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Those guys can write some songs, man.
Yeah.
Write some
And they
catchy
do it all
songs.
tongue in cheek, which
Absolutely.
is cool. You know, they'll have these lush, incredible arrangements, but they're singing about, you know, cocaine or
Right.
like
I think
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that before on one of the early podcasts.
What'd I
That
say?
Ween was a group you didn't get.
Yeah. I think I have said that before.
yeah.
They're
And
great,
of course,
though,
Hank
man.
said Metallica.
You're anti-Metallica?
Anti is the wrong word.
Hey, this is Lars. Why do you have a problem with this?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a caller from Denmark. Okay.
L. Ulrich. Who is this guy?
Lulrich.
I said
Yeah.
mine was Michael Jackson.
You weren't
I
a Michael
did
Jackson
not
guy?
like Michael Jackson.
What about now? Like,
Oh, I hate him even worse now.
but that movie didn't do anything to persuade you?
Didn't win me over.
It turned me around, man.
Yeah. See, I was a Michael Jackson fan.
Well, yeah, most everybody I know was.
Via the music.
Absolutely.
After all these movies and stuff like that, he can rock, but
Sure.
but the
Yeah,
music
everybody
undeniable. I mean,
Yeah, and I think a big part of it, and I said this before, my brother was like Van Halen, ZZ Top, Led Zeppelin. I don't know, just thought it was weird, but
well,
we've covered that.
Eddie playing on Beat It, that was always a cool crossover.
I guess, yeah.
To what you're saying about Michael Jackson, and like, I'm gonna guess that maybe you're like comparing it to Zeppelin and ZZ Top. What was the other one?
Yeah, Van Halen.
Yeah, like that's all like some
Macho.
macho rock and
That's
roll music.
That's some machismo,
Man,
Hank.
when I first heard Robert Plant sing "Immigrant Song," I thought it was a woman for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
yeah,
Hilarious.
absolutely.
I thought it was weird, but all those, even like Rush, all those bands had these very unique singers. They were very, they were just so unique.
Why don't people sing like that anymore?
I don't know. Well,
That-
I've been told this Greta Van Fleet guy sings like that. Is this true?
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. But yeah, that like super powerful, like I guess what would you call it, like mezzo alto, or
Yes.
like just being able to carry those high notes. There's no Coverdales anymore, There's no,
Ooh, David Coverdale.
but maybe there is. Maybe singing will be the new cool thing, and everyone's just screaming now.
Yeah. I was telling a customer today, we were talking. Oh yeah, this guy came in and said his son is only into like classic rock. He's like 15. I was like, man, I sat down with my girlfriend the other night. We watched it was like the American Music Award. It was one of the award shows. I knew one band on there, was Green Day, and everybody else I had never heard of. It was weird.
It's
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
and they must have been like, who the heck are all these people?
They will play stuff like that too. I know.
I think Green Day's
Keeping
owning
a
their
face in front of-
nostalgia.
They're what?
I think they're owning their nostalgia.
Probably,
yeah.
yeah. In fact, it was like Lifetime Achievement Award or something.
Sure.
Some retro,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, if you know you could rake in 10 million a band member a year, and
Yeah.
you know,
Do 40 dates.
oh yeah, do it.
10 million.
Do
I'll
it.
do it. I'll sign me up.
Yeah.
Green Day is just amazing too. I can't think of any reason to not want to see Green Day.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
They're
I
awesome.
mean,
They're great man. I saw them back in, that's probably 10 years ago. I was working at Gibson at the time, but I remember leaving that concert with this buddy of mine. He's like, dude, they restored my faith in rock and roll. It was hilarious.
God.
And they were just great. I mean, just guitar, wall
yeah.
of guitar and bass. It
well,
sounded
look,
great.
look what Dookie did for grunge and all that stuff at the time, or not like post grunge. Like,
Yeah.
there was that kind of stagnant period of time there for a bit. And like the production on that album with the guitars just blaring out the speaker and his
That's right.
voice, like
He's
really
got a great voice.
really
too,
getting
though.
those harmonies in there
Sure.
with the 3-chord punk. Like,
It's good stuff. man.
yeah,
I like
that was a
stuff.
crisp album.
I love
Like
it.
stood out among the pile.
What was the first concert you went to, like rock show?
So
Queensryche?
Weird Al Yankovic.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So badass.
He played the State Fair in my town. But
was
the
this
first,
during the Eat It? It's
so
supposed to Eat It, probably.
yeah, it was close to Eat It. But then after that, it was
Amish Paradise?
Metallica. Was right after that.
It was Metallica.
Yeah.
Did they play by themselves?
No, it was them and Corrosion of Conformity.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. I love COC now.
Yeah, cool band, too.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm familiar.
They've been around forever. haven't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah. Their singer guitar player Pepper Keenan is one of those like utility knife guys that like, you know, he'll go and play with Phil Anselmo from Pantera's projects like Down and Superjoint Ritual, and he'll like sing for other bands. He almost was the bass player in Metallica, if Rob Trujillo didn't get it. So Corrosion's like one of those really well respected but like, you know, criminally underappreciated bands.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. They
That's
are one
cool.
of those bands that's like they've never had super success, but they're very well respected in the
Oh yeah,
metal community for sure.
absolutely. But you know, like them and Crowbar, those kind of
Uh-huh.
bands, you know,
Crowbar.
where they're important to the history of that music at the time.
Absolutely.
But not a lot of people are pulling their album out. You know.
Sure. Yeah. That's
Great band though.
I like that stuff.
What was your first concert?
My first concert was, let me think about this for a second. This has been a long time ago. My first rock show was probably ZZ Top.
That's awesome.
I saw, I've seen like some, like, Wayne, I've seen like shows before, like Wayne Newton.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like rock show, that's what ZZ Top I remember. Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did you go to the final tour of Motley Crue with
No.
Alice Cooper?
I did.
Yeah.
I got ripped off
Why?
because it wasn't the final tour.
No.
Yeah, duh.
What was your first tour or first show?
First show,
Rock show was
first first arena rock show that I bought the ticket for was Chevelle and 3 Days Grace. First.
Oh, that's
show,
right. You were saying that.
First
Yeah.
show I found myself at though was I think Styx was opening up for Kansas or vice versa
Oh,
in
heck
my
yeah,
hometown
that's
for free.
That's great.
wowza.
That was fun.
That Kiss and Sticks and
Styx in Kansas, yeah.
Wow.
They came out. I just wanted to hear Mr. Roboto, and they didn't play it.
What?
Man, Styx had a lot of hits back in the day, didn't
Dude, there's a lot of good like Grand Illusion, Renegade, Blue Collar Man. What's the Come Sail Away?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch.
What's the one that Too Much Time on My Hands?
Too much time
Is
on my
that
hands.
Styx?
Yep.
Yep.
Are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Does anyone know? I doubt it.
Hey Siri, is Styx in the Hall of Fame?
I found this on the web.
Well, the first headline was 10 acts who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but never will.
Yeah, wow, that's great, Siri.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remember. So Def Leppard played that same state fair as Weird Al Yankovic the next day. So they were like my first.
That's a rock show. Yeah.
Show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was great. And then.
Do you think you'll go see Def Leppard with Motley Crue and
Well,
Poison?
I saw him with Journey last year, or the year before when they did that co-headliner.
Yeah, that's right. They did do that.
Yeah, with I forget who was opening.
Was it Alice Cooper?
Was it Tesla?
Tesla?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was Tesla.
It was Tesla. Denny's brother is the drummer for Tesla.
Oh,
Did you know that, Hank? Denny's the guy. You just missed him, actually. He was just in here. He used to run the store and school and stuff. Good guy. What's our time like, Hank? Okay, cool. Oh, that's not bad at all. Sweet. So what's your? Let's talk about some gear stuff.
okay.
So when you play with Tristan, you're just plugging right into a PA.
I have all these amps and I've not been able to use
I was
them.
going to say most guys around here don't use an amp.
Right. So my room at Diamond just has all these cabinets and heads that'll never see the light of day.
Not in this town. They
Yeah,
won't.
but I even though I'm going either DI or using backline rig, I'll go out of a dark glass vintage Microtubes Deluxe preamp, like Sans Am style,
Sure.
but made by that dark glass company. I set the fuzz almost like completely wide open, but the blend like just a touch.
You just got a little pepper it.
Yeah, a lot of grind behind the note, but not noticeable. And then I'll like just contour roll back a lot of the treble from there and just get a big fat sound that way.
Sure.
Give her a nice dubby
Is there one bass that you like to play with her? That Yamaha or something?
You know, P bass is for the longest time I was doing with her, but I recently just switched over to that Spectre.
Okay.
And something about just having a nice active 5-string mixed with that kind of like contemporary pop soul stuff. Just
If you dial
just
the
works.
on the 5, you dial the tone in good. It's perfect.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but P basses are my go-to when just most.
Do you
games.
ever play that cool Yamaha bass? I think the first time I met you brought that to me.
Yeah, the red one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have to bring it to you. I'm having trouble getting one of the strings to intonate. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I love that bass, man. Because you got best of both worlds. It's fiver, but it's passive, but it has ceramic P and J pickups.
Right.
So it's just nice and clanky and loud, and like you can get a lot of grind and woof behind the notes.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's heavy, too,
It's
if I
an angry
recall.
bass, yeah. Oh yeah, well Yamaha overbuilds all their stuff. Like people knock Yamaha all day, like this cheap foreign crap. Yamaha's great.
They make fantastic guitars,
If you get
dude.
and if you get the Japanese made stuff like from their flagship factory, they'll go up against any like Elite Series Fender any day.
Absolutely. We've had some amazing Yamahas come through here. Like people have brought me, like your bass have brought me these amazing Yamaha Dreadnought acoustics. We have a classical in there. It's at my bench right now. It was $5,000 Brazilian rosewood back inside. I mean, it's just an amazing guitar.
Jeez.
But yeah, they've always made great stuff, I've thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That what's that guitar called that has the chorus and reverb built into it? Transacoustic.
Transacoustic, yeah. Those are cool.
Those are really cool. They're the biggest guitar company in the world. Most people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah, by like the numbers, by sales and stuff. I mean, they're popular everywhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and everything from entry level to
Absolutely.
stuff that Nathan East plays,
To pros, pro stuff. Nathan, that's a great bass player.
Yeah, he's their like
He's their main dude.
He's
right?
the guy. He's why I couldn't get a loaner bass if I needed one when I was with Yamaha. It's like, well,
Is Billy Sheehan with him?
Billy Sheehan's their other big cat.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know what that bass
He
was.
has a weird bass too. Doesn't it have scalloped frets?
Yep,
or
the
something?
Attitude. That's the only like non-original model of theirs that they'll give to artists. Like they made a whole new body style for him.
It's not a P or a J or
Right.
anything.
It's just its own thing.
Interesting.
But yeah, man, it has like an old EBO style humbucker pickup, then a P pickup, then another P pickup.
So weird.
And then you've got like, if you put it out of phase, you do all this. It's Billy Sheehan, man.
Yeah.
Like whatever he needs.
And like, not even all the frets are scalloped, right?
No, just like the last 10 on like, but like it's progressive. So like just the G string, just the D string, like.
I mean, he's an amazing player,
Right.
no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's so wild.
Yep.
You know Billy Sheehan, right?
Yeah, Mr. Big.
Yeah. I know. I discovered him from that first David Lee Roth album,
The Eat 'em and Smile.
Eat 'em and Smile.
Yep.
It was him and Steve
Vai.
and I think Greg Bissonette on drums.
I think
maybe.
you're right.
But that album to me was like musically was like mind blown.
Yep.
This guy's ripped.
Man, anything Vi gets his hands on. What was that? He did a Whitesnake album too, right?
He did. Yes. I'll have to ask Brian. One of the guys that worked on a lot of those Whitesnake albums comes in here all the time. He would know. I don't know the names of the albums that well.
I read somewhere that Steve Vai said that's the first modern era rock album to have a 7-string guitar on it. That's when
Possible.
Ibanez made him that Gem 777, and that was the first album he tracked with that 7-string.
Probably. I mean, I'm thinking that's probably like 89 maybe. Why
Probably.
am I asking Hank? He's like 22. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, kids, you could tune out or just.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, Greg Bissonette, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, go look him up, kids. I might as well be wearing a Revolutionary War costume. I want to say. I'm 45. You're 35, right?
36.
36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you?
25.
Oh, man.
Makes me. You make me feel young, though. I have to say.
Hell yeah.
We carry on like youngsters in here.
It's like 10-year reunion, 20-year reunion,
I know,
30-year reunion.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, shoot, man. So when you play with CKY or any other kind, like this weekend, I guess you probably played backline at the Basement East. But what's your like hardcore rig?
So, Galleon Kruger Fusion 550s.
Nice.
The big, like, the one with the motorized knobs on it.
Oh, yes.
Goes down to like 600 watts at 2 ohm or something like that. And then I would run two 4x12 cabinets. Like, instead of doing an 810, a 412 cab, I would run two of those side to side with two Fusion 550 heads. Put the dark glass preamp downstage, and then Yamaha bass and noise gate, and just full distortion, but with, noise gate, so that it's just, I was one giant loud guitar, basically.
Yeah.
And then I switched over to the dark glass head.
When you were doing that with CKY, was it a 3-piece?
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense to me.
In the pre-2010, it was as a 4-piece, but then when we started back up again, we reworked the rig to like be way more bass heavy.
Sure.
So yeah, it was just the sound of a P pickup through distortion through a tube amp, like just as loud as I can get it.
Wow.
Yeah. I should have wore.
You think
hearing
you got some
protection.
hearing loss?
Oh hell yeah. Absolutely. I have tinnitus in this ear that just will never go away.
Wow.
But then after the GK thing, went over to dark glass amps, their little Class D preamps that they have. It's a 900 watt head, but it's like
this big.
This big.
Yeah.
And it has the dark glass distortion preamp built into it. And I was just running those on top of Ampeg fridges, So just another big loud rig. Nice and simple.
Yeah, I guess, I mean,
That would be amazing to see that on a Broadway bar.
Oh,
That'd be so awesome.
Oh, my God.
And then I would
You
run.
just break it out for fun.
I'd run like a DoD meat box through it, like the sub octave,
just
go
to
even
grab some
lower.
low, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then randomly use a Pog here and there just to get an octave up, but for the most part, no effects. Did a Digitech synth wah for a bit, but
You probably didn't use it that often.
Well,
What can you do
it's a
with it?
one-trick pony,
Yeah.
Like I think we wrote one part for that kind of sound.
I gotcha.
And then it just took up space on the pedal board.
Okay.
So
And when you went in the studio, it was just probably direct, or would you do amp stuff?
So the album I did with CKY most recently was done at Rancho de la Luna out in Joshua Tree.
That's right. Josh Homey's place.
Yeah, Dave Ketching from Eagles of Death Metal.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the wrong dude.
Yeah, but no, same circle.
You know who that is, Hank?
It's the same circle.
Okay.
I mean, it's all like one big collective of
Sure.
musicians. That man has dresser drawers full of pedals, like just entire chests of drawers full.
Just take your pick.
Whatever you want. So I think we use like Ampeg scramblers, Red Witch stuff, Earthquaker Lab stuff. Like I have a picture somewhere of my pedal chain at the studio, and it I think it's like 8 feet long or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, we used a lot of stuff. Mooger Fugger pedals, actual like bass synth
Bass,
pedal.
yeah.
too.
Like with the 8 notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's neat.
we used a lot of stuff for that.
Do you have a lot of gear in storage, I guess? Oh,
Yeah.
You said you did, yeah.
Yeah, got a bunch.
Yeah.
So I have to get that at some point. But like I've no,
Where are you gonna put it?
I have no room for
Yeah.
this crap. I'm in a condo.
Right.
I guess I could like use it as
Add storage, and
cabinet.
you move into the storage.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, man, I'm glad you did this tonight.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having
Did you
me.
have fun?
Yeah, I love hanging with you guys.
Cool. What about you, Will?
This was an awesome one. I had a really good time.
Do you got anything else you want to ask, Matt?
Oh man, on the spot.
I gotta ask you how to play bluegrass.
There you go.
I am down
I got to
to-
get these guys in a bluegrass, metal bluegrass duo.
Like some upright, and I would seriously be down for that.
Hell yeah. You can show me what I'm
Do
doing.
you have an upright?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
dude,
have.
y'all should come in here
So,
one night and just go for it.
Do you do
That'd be
work on
awesome.
uprights too?
Yeah.
I need you to install a realist for me, the preamp. I don't know
okay.
how to do it. And
I
I
can
don't
do
want to. Like I got this really really nice. It's a 5-string upright.
Whoa.
Krutz, I think it's a German company. It's hand carved. It's like
Wow.
It's legit.
really nice
Yeah.
piece. I have no business owning this thing. So yeah, I need to put a preamp in it.
Yeah, I can
because
do that.
any gigs I do, I've just been
Micing it.
putting a condenser down there or whatever, and that gets way too boomy. So
That is like a constant struggle when we go out and play places. Our bass player, he's got a great bass and he's
Yeah.
got a pickup for it, but that's something he's constantly. So I guess sound posts are in upright basses, and something's wrong with his. But he's always that's the constant thing is figuring out what kind of mic and where to put the mic on the bass. So
Oh, yeah.
just get that right tone because that tone when you get it, man, you cannot
When it's
beat
done
it.
right,
You
it sounds really groovy.
and
It's
you can't
huge.
fake it.
But sometimes it sounds like a scratchy, trebly mess.
Yeah.
Like they get this honky, weird mid range with no bass behind it.
Yeah.
But
you don't want that.
But the person playing the bass doesn't hear that. They hear a
hear the
nice,
acoustic,
big, beautiful
yeah.
boom, whereas the crowd's hearing just this shrill nonsense.
Well, man, yeah, you should bring it up here
Yeah.
one day, and I'll do it. Can it fit in your truck?
You said you were.
How do you get it around?
So yeah, if I put it in my Subaru, it goes up past the gear shift and right to the edge of the hatchback.
Wow.
and then it's like I gotta like drive and hold it up.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's,
That's a big instrument, dude.
yeah.
I would love to do it. I'd love to get it up here on the stage, and when I put that,
I'm sure it'd sound great.
yeah, just to test drive it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
You'd help me out, right, Hank? All right, man. I think we got a good one. You agree? I always go to Hank with this kind of stuff at the end.
You got anything to plug?
You got anything to plug? I got one thing to plug. Will, plug your residency.
Sickard Hollow is playing at Acme Feed and Seed every Friday of January from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and it is free every night.
So there's no excuse.
For anyone not to go.
Zero
Yeah.
excuse.
Are
And
you going to
free-
go down?
Free parking.
I don't know.
Just kidding.
We'll have to see what my finances are like Friday.
I got you. That's how I got it.
But no, I'm gonna try to make it down.
Very
Secret
cool.
Hollow, right?
Sickard.
Sicard.
It's someplace down in Alabama.
Oh, Secret Hollow.
Sickard.
Sickard. Like
A lot of people ask you guys that, don't you?
Everyone, Sickard Hollow, but we say it like it from Alabama. Sickard.
Yeah.
Sickard Hollow.
See, that's what I thought it was, is some sort of southern drawl, and you're like, yeah, Secret Hollow. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Sickard Hollow.
Yeah.
Sickard Hollow.
People say we get Secret Hollow, Sacred Hollow, Sickard Hollow. It's honestly barely ever Sickard Hollow. Maybe we should change it.
Hey.
Hey, so far it's worked good so far.
I
you
like the
guys
name.
play steadily, so.
Yeah.
And you're recording a new album as we speak.
New album. The
Yeah.
album release show is going to be at March 6th at Yeehaw Brewery.
Yeah. And you're doing it at a legit spot, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun to go in there.
Oh, I
I've
bet.
never recorded in a place like that before.
Fantastic. Well, man, will you come back and do this again? You got anything to plug?
I got nothing to plug.
Not right
Every
now.
Saturday through the year at Snitch on Printer's Alley from 10 to 2. I play with my fun little band Nick Felici and the Misfit Toys. We play like
Just covers.
Ariana Grande songs, but as a glam metal band.
That's awesome.
Dude,
So-
I didn't know
I wanna
this.
see
Yeah.
You never told me about
It's
this.
fun. It's like a big party band I play with. Yeah. Yeah. Do like Britney Spears songs, but with shred the whole time.
That's
That's awesome, dude.
yeah.
Have you heard of Cody Parks in the Dirty South by chance?
Maybe
Because they
yeah.
kind of remind me of what you just said. They play like pop songs, but
Cody.
then they just shred over it like Motley Crue.
That's cool. They're in town.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wonder
Their
if we're
guitar
ripping
players
them
come
off.
in here.
I wonder if we're stealing their thunder.
It's all in good fun.
Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
fun, man.
No, yeah.
That's
If you ever down
fantastic.
Printer's Alley on a Saturday
I
night,
get down there once or twice a year.
oh yeah, it's crazy to see a whole room full of guys in cowboy hats with the flannel, but the North Face
Sure.
vest, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the brand new Robert's Western World boots.
Oh, absolutely.
Going, wait
I
a
know
minute,
that crew.
wait a minute. What are we watching?
I
What
know
is
that crew.
What is happening? This is not
Roy.
Wagon Wheel.
This is not wagon wheel. That's fantastic,
Yeah.
man. I'm definitely going to come down at some point.
Yeah, it'll be a perfect thing to do after seeing Secret Hollow on Friday.
There you go.
That is us.
Well, man, I want you to come back and do this again. I also want you to come back and when we have another guest, just hang out with us
I would love to.
because we just do this all night.
Yeah.
We just hang out, right, Hank? But I've got some great guests lined up.
Yeah, great.
For the, I've got like probably 20 guests for this first half of the year at least. But yeah, man, I think you'd be a good addition.
I'd love
come
to.
in.
Plus,
All
I live right there.
Plus, you're 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
We have
All right.
we have a show coming up on Saturday too, right?
This Saturday, what's going on here in the live room at World Music Nashville?
We got a Prague show.
A Prague show.
We got Oreo, Hestel and Light, Relatable Action Star, and Mulligan's Match.
Okay.
Right
Hear
on.
that, ladies?
Is it free?
You hear that, ladies?
$5.
You know how ladies love Prague. It's gonna be packed in here.
Yep. Grab your sweetie.
Come on down for some execution of scales, some shreddage. That's this Saturday. What's the cover? $5. Yeah, it's not bad.
And you get, what, 10 beers? No. you
Yeah.
get
That one. The what? Cheers.
Man, yeah, that's gonna be great. Prague fans are gonna be coming out in droves. I hope. Anyway, all right. Well,
I'll come on down and grab my abacus so I could keep time with what's happening. It'll be fun.
my abacus. How many podcasts do you hear the word abacus? Tonight's the night. All right, man. This is a good one.
Well,
Matt, thanks again.
thank you,
As
buddy.
always, Hank back behind the board. Will.
long.
That was
Oh,
good.
That was really good.
All right, cool. All right, my man.